through those, which help you support your lower back and any lower body movements that you want to do. If you can't do the full 30 seconds, do as long as you can, having breaks in between as you need to, or just pick the first 4 exercises, for example, and work on improving them as you work up. So we're going to start with our first exercise, which Nathan's going to do the clams. So the starting position, hips are bent at 45 degrees, knees are bent at 90, and he's going to lift his top knee up and down for the first 30 seconds, keeping his back nice and level, making sure he doesn't rotate backwards. So it's quite nice for this movement to imagine you're laid against the wall, so you can't rotate backwards. And that's 15 seconds. Moving that knee as high as you can without rolling back, really feeling that top hip doing the work and your top glutes working hard there. And that's 30 seconds on that one. So the next exercise, exercise number 2, we're going to come up to the top position of the clam with your feet apart, just holding a couple of inches apart, and you're just going to maintain that for 30 seconds. This is an isometric contraction. Again, we don't want to roll back. We want to keep the knee higher than the ankle and the foot, ensuring that we're really working that top hip. Again, if you find you're fatiguing, then do have a little break. And that's 30 seconds there. So exercise number 3, same starting position as we finished with number 2, and then we're going to reach back, touching the heel back behind your bottom foot. So you're extending from the hip, trying to keep the knee bent at 90 degrees throughout, and reaching those toes back down behind your bottom foot. If you can easily get your toes to the floor, try reaching your heel back towards the floor. And again, we're not rolling back from the hips, we're still laid against that imaginary wall. And that's 30 seconds there. So next exercise, we're going to straighten the top leg, keeping the bottom knee bent, and we're going to rotate your toes towards the ceiling first, rotating at the thigh, and then rotating your toes down towards the floor. So rotating all the way up, and then coming down. Making sure we're working your hip and your glutes, and turning your whole thigh, not just waggling your toes around. And that's 30 seconds. The next movement we're going to look at within this exercise sequence is to lift the leg up to hip height, bring it out in front of you as far as you can comfortably, and then drawing nice big circles out in front of you. Again, we're keeping that knee nice and straight, moving from the hip as opposed to from the back, trying to maintain that neutral position as much as you can. And that's that 30 seconds done. So next exercise, we're going to keep that leg nice and straight, and this time we're reaching back and behind you, trying to really lift that leg up without extending through your lower back. We're just extending from the hip. So this movement might not be too big, because if you start extending through the back, we take the exercise away from the hip joint. So we're moving on to the next exercise. So this time, bottom leg straight, top hip is back into that clam position that we set up initially, so hip at 45 degrees, knees at 90, and then we're lifting your top knee off the floor without rolling back. So we're going to do this for 30 seconds, and then our last movement is holding that top position of this movement for 30 seconds. So again, really squeezing that knee up towards the ceiling, not rotating from your hip or your lower back. Use your bottom leg as that pivot point. 5 seconds. And then hold that top position for the last 30 seconds of the sequence. 3, 2, 1, and relax there for me. So there we have it, ladies and gents. A group of exercises that are really beneficial to improve the endurance of your hip musculature, give you some more support for your lower back and pelvis for any lower limb conditions or even lower back problems. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video and found it useful. Let us know below if you have, and apart from that, I'll see you again in the next video.